Does anyone remember Card Wars? The Adventure World card game, like on your phone? That was a beautiful game. I'd always sit in the back of my mum's car and anywhere we would drive I would always be playing it. Did you ever have that? Ever since then I've always had some need or drive to find another good card game, and when I came across Inscription, my whole views and thoughts of card games changed, and I think it will for you as well. You see, Inscription isn't just a card game, but I'll get into that soon. When you start Inscription, all that is shown in front of you is a play symbol, like you are watching a tape. You click it.
Okay, time to figure out what's on this thing.
You can't start a new game, so you must continue. Basic rules are laid out in front of you by someone. I have no idea who that is yet. It teaches you how to play. So you have cards, obviously. Your cards have health, as seen on the bottom right of the card, and your cards have power, as seen on the bottom left. When you're attacked by another card and your health diminishes, your card will perish. Your power is how much damage you do to the opposing card or table when you strike. The blood that you see in the top right is the price, what you must sacrifice to place that card down. Or in short, you need to kill your own cards to afford that card so you can place it down. That wasn't in short at all. To win a match, you need to hit the table many times to do enough damage to add weight to the thing on the side. I'm not sure what it's called. When it reaches all the way to the opposing side, you win. If it goes all the way to your side, you lose. Now, let's start. So, there are 3 acts in this game. Let's start with the first one, because that's one you'll be playing at the start. You will traverse through a map doing the card games, collecting cards, upgrading cards, sacrificing cards, all of this cool stuff to ultimately prepare you for the final boss. Every map has a boss, and they get harder with each map passing. Pretty easy to guess. Once you travel through the first map and you get to the final boss, you will fight him. He is like some sort of gold digger person, so at the end of a round, yes, you have to fight this guy twice without dying, he will turn all your cards on the board to gold, meaning you can't use them. I would say the first boss is quite easy, but it's hard to get a hang of it when it's like your first time playing. Now, you have beaten the map. You move on to map 2. Let's talk about what happens between games on the map. You can collect cards, you have to choose out of 3, you can upgrade cards with the fire, but be careful, they might want to take your card. You can sacrifice a card and take its abilities to another card. You can buy pelts, you can sell pelts for other cards, you can turn duplicates into one card which doubles its power and health. Very OP, trust me. There is some woodcarver lady who will give you options to build a little wooden statue thing, and whatever head it has, it will turn those types of cards into cards with that ability, and some other basic things as well. I'm sorry if I missed any. Now, this may seem overwhelming, but don't worry, you get the hang of it like after 15 minutes. Now, map 2. I forgot to mention a couple more things. This game has an insane amount of secrets and lore I'm sure you can miss throughout your whole playthrough, so let me give you some that I found in Act 1. If in this video I missed a secret, I'm sorry, I probably didn't come across it. First one is this cabinet. You have to play 4 mini card games on this and win to unlock the items in the cabinet. There is a safe with a code in a book. Most of these secrets will just give you cards if you get them, I'm pretty sure. You can collect a wolf and put it in this thing for a knife. If you use the knife, it'll put a heavy weight on this thing again and you will lose your eye. If you collect a tech looking eye when you're offered a new one, you will see a message pretty much saying just to look at the cuckoo clock. This one is pretty straightforward. And yeah, very cool stuff. I also forgot to mention when you lose a game twice, this happens. Yeah, and then you get to make a custom card for that game. Okay, now let's get into Act 2. You are now in like some weird wetland swamp area. Not my favorite area, but still very enjoyable. You do all the same things until you beat the final boss again. In my opinion, this guy is much easier. Every round, he will steal one of your cards, but I kept on figuring out ways where he doesn't do that. Simple stuff. Now, map 3. This is like a snow forest area. I actually really like this one. Once again, all the usual stuff. And the final boss is the trapper. You know, the guy that sells you his pelts? Yeah, he literally faked you out. Now you gotta fight him. Honestly, when you start playing, you're gonna think this game is hard, but after a few rounds, you're gonna catch on really quick and it's just like, it's gonna be a breeze to you. Now the final stretch, the final battle. The dude who has been in front of you this whole time. Gotta be on God, this guy only took me 2 tries to beat, but there is a twist. He has 3 lives, not 2. Wow, massive twist. Soon enough, he's gonna get a new card. The moon, like literally the moon. He takes a photo of the moon and puts it into a card. Interesting stuff. Defeat the moon and you've beaten Act 1, but some interesting stuff happens. Once you finish Act 1, you'll get some insight on the lore, so take it as it comes and try to make sense of it. It's confusing as hell for me. You are now on a computer and you can watch these tapes of some guy called the Lucky Carter, and he opens cards and stuff like unboxings. The type of videos I wouldn't watch as a kid, but I would say to my friends that I watched them so they think I'm cool. Anyway, he comes across these out-of-date inscription cards and finds coordinates on one.
There's a set of coordinates on this card.
He says it's nearby and he goes to the coordinates. He digs up some case type of thing and finds a game. He buys a floppy disk thing and puts the game in, and look at this.
Okay, time to figure out what's on this thing.
You're exactly where we were at the start. Now, we have unlocked new game, and we start Act 2, an 8-bit journey. This one looks pretty sick. Just finished Act 2, and let me tell you, it was amazing. I literally loved it. Okay, so here it goes. The same main concepts apply. Card games, except this time, there are 4 bosses, just like the last time. That's not any different at all. So there is Leshy, the dude from Act 1, I think. Remora, she's like a vampire or something. PO3, a literal robot, and Magnificus, or magnificus maybe. He's got something to do with magic and shit. Anyways, let's roll. So instead of going through a map, we are doing little puzzles in each area, which I actually like a lot more. I did a little puzzle and got a pack of cards. I found a code at a dog bowl and put it into a safe. Got a piece of meat from the safe and put it into the bowl, and a dog came over. Took a photo of him and then fought the gold digger. I won. Obviously. Got entrance to a lake and took a photo of a shark. And then I fought the fish dude from Act 1 again. Obviously, I won again. Then I trapped a dog and took a photo of it. Gave it to the trapper guy and then fought him. Beat him as well. Then it was time to fight Leshy. And after a few tries, I absolutely destroyed him. This battery low image came on my screen as well. Pretty weird. Also, I think we were playing in the perspective of the Lucky Carter. You know, the guy from the start. That's one down. Now, let's go to the vampire lady. Had to do 3 skeletons before her though. So basically, you had to find out their names, how they died, and some facts about them and put it in their tomb. It was actually pretty cool. So I fought all 3 and did some little quizzes around to get more info, and then all the tombs went down and it was boss time. The fight was a little harder than the first boss in this act, but you know me, card game pro, I've had a lot of practice. That's vampire lady down. I'm feeling good. 2 more to go, but it flashes back to the videotapes. So this is what happened. He sends an email asking if the game he got was actually real and published. It wasn't. He makes a video asking his viewers if they know anything about it. Then he gets an email back saying the game isn't real and that he needs to return it immediately. Some lady from the company that was emailing him or whatever pulls up and tries to take the game off of him. He doesn't give it to her.
No, I don't think so.
He grabbed a business card though. Makes another video on opening cards but seems a little tripped out and ends it. And now we are back. Let's run it. Now we're doing the magic guy. So every room has a puzzle to complete to pretty much enter this little column dimension to fight an enemy. So I did this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's Magic Man down. We got 1 more to go. P03 the robot. I honestly think this guy was the easiest. Every room had some weird power puzzle. Genuinely spent way too long doing these. Fought the little enemies and the last 2 just gave up on me. And then it was the final boss. And every round your card moves on a conveyor belt. It was really weird and kind of annoying, but I still won of course. And that was all 4 down. And I replaced Leshy because fuck that guy. Act 3 is genuinely insane. You're gonna want to hear this. So strap in, it gets crazy. So Act 3 is very similar to Act 1, except it's more futuristic. And instead of maps, you're exploring a generated world called Botopia. And you know, doing card games of enemies and eventually fighting a boss. This place also has 4 bosses you must complete to move on. So I made my way through Botopia as you would, got off the table and did some puzzles around the area as well. I love the secrets in this game. There is also this other card game thing where you need to do as much damage to the opposing player in a certain amount of times or this thing will blow up. I never actually lost to it, so I'm sorry, I don't know. And I actually made it to my first boss. And it took a photo of the board every round. I'm sorry, I'm probably wrong about this because I never actually got to be able to know what these pictures are for. Anyways, I kept losing to his shutterbugs on the board and I literally couldn't fight him, so I left to fight another boss. And I got to another boss. Now this guy, don't even get me started. I placed a couple cards down and he literally searches your computer. Like, he brings up your actual files, like your actual files on your computer. What the fuck? So yeah, I'm gonna blur it out. Not because I don't have anything bad on it, but like, it's my files. I'm gonna get so much hate now. Anyways, I couldn't beat this guy, so I just left. But I came back after a break and destroyed this guy with literally the size of my files on my computer. Like the size of some files on my computer compensated for damage on this boss and some other stuff as well. Pretty sick. So I defeated my first boss and then the tape showed up again. The first video was before everything when Luke, he is a lucky carder by the way, first bought the Inscription cards. The second video is him calling the lady he bought them off to find out some more information about it. Turns out the cards were owned by the lady's daughter and she worked at the card company for Inscription as well. She's also dead. Next video is him awakening at night and apparently someone is breaking into his house. That's literally it. He ends the video after that. And then the next video of him is literally going insane with this thing again. I have no idea what it's called. Okay, back to the game. I get up and I do some more puzzles. Anyways, I get to the next boss and this one's kind of weird. You need to make a face for him and then you need to choose like an effect that happens while playing the game. I chose that every time it is my turn, every card on the table takes 1 damage. And then after you kill him once, you got to pick another effect and so on. Anyways, I killed him after a few tries and then I got to make my own card. And hell yeah, I made an OP card and I named him Not Good. I don't know why, but like, why not? Then I made another card and called him Mr. Fat Boy. It's literally not funny, but I had no idea. Anyways, I got to another boss and this boss searches the internet and brings up like real photos. Pretty cool. And check this. I got another free card from someone on the internet. Like someone in the real world actually made this card and I got it and it was OP. Then it was my turn to make a card for someone. So I made a shit card to try and like troll someone, but literally no one was playing Inscription at where I am in the game, I think. If that's true, I'm not even playing. You guys need to play this game. It's so good. Anyways, because no one was on, I got my shit card back. Wow. And then I killed the boss. I do some more puzzles and I'm visited by 3 other people and they tell me I need to keep playing and they have a plan to destroy PO3, you know, the guy in front of me this whole time. I continue on the photo boss again and after many tries, I finally beat him. Still never figured out why he was taking the photos and this is when it gets insane. Now I'm going to try and explain everything that happens, but I'm going to miss a lot of stuff. So it's worth it to play this game. So you should check it out for yourself to get the whole story. Since you beat Botopia, PO3 can now upload the game to the internet. Inscription is the game by the way. But Leshy comes behind him and snaps his head off. I'm assuming that's what his plan was. Grew Grimoire finds a book or something and starts the process of deleting Inscription so this can never happen again. Now, the game is being deleted, so you have a final standoff with Grimoire and her little card game. You arrive back to Leshy and play one final game with him. It's actually pretty sad. It's his final moments and he wants to play a card game with me. Even the counter thing goes away and we still play but don't keep score. Final game with him. Bless Leshy. Goodbye. I don't even know what this guy's name was, but I play one final game with him too. There is no scorer, so first one to hit the board 400 times wins, but that obviously didn't happen as we ran out of time. He goes as well. And it goes back to the tapes. Luke is calling for support about the game. Someone knocks at his door. The lady from before comes in and shoots him. Luke dies, the credits roll, and my game crashes. And that was Inscription, a beautiful, terrifying, well-made card game. There is so much lore and story and puzzles to find out. It is great gameplay and just amazing. I can't say a bad word about it. Definitely check it out, you won't regret it. I feel like this game is one of the best card games to release. Anyways, thank you for watching, and see you later.